So we are already back, and I hope you stayed with us because our next keynote speaker is also very, very interesting and has a lot of insights to offer for you all. Jens Heitland is the former global head of innovation at IKEA Centres and a serial entrepreneur. His work is all about human-centric innovation, leadership, and personal branding. Today, he will talk about the term human innovation, and we all can imagine what this is about, but he has a very own definition of this term that he will explain to us in a second. And he will also tell us why human innovation is important for impactful leading. Welcome here on stage, Jens Heitland.
Good afternoon. Yeah, what is that? I will do that again. Good afternoon. Yeah, better. Leading with impact. I believe that every one of you is a leader. Every one of you can make the difference in someone else's life. And leadership is not a position that you get from someone. Leadership is an opportunity for you to step up. And that's what we're going to talk about today. As said, I was the global head of innovation, IKEA Centres. And here you see how I started in IKEA. In IKEA, you start in a store. And I've worked 1.5 years in an IKEA store, being a team leader and leading people inside of IKEA. But before we go into more of my story, who of you is a founder? A couple of people. Who of you is an investor? A little less. So I have something I will tell you at the end of the presentation. I will show you how I will invest of 10 people into 10 people. 10 CEOs of startups that are coming to the stage at the end of the keynote. I will invest 300,000 euro of my own time into 10 startup founders. So, if you're interested in learning more about that, you can join me later on the stage or next to the stage. And for the investors, you have as well an opportunity, which I will come to later. So, 1997, I started as an electrician. I'm German, and started as an electrician on a construction site. And in 2004, I was asked to come to the manager of the company into the office. And he was saying, Jens, I need to talk to you. It was the last day in May, last working day of May, and there was a construction crisis in Germany. And the manager said, Jens, I need to tell you something that you don't like. I need to make you redundant. I was 24 at that day. And being 24, for me, it was a hell breaks down on my head. I was thinking that I'm going to retire in this company because that's what I've seen happening when you're growing up in the construction industry. You work and start in the construction industry and you stay there. And then you retire one day. In 2004, I learned that's not going to happen to me anymore. I have decided at that day, I will be independent and I will decide where I'm going to be in the future. And that's how my career started, ending up at the stepping stone in IKEA as a team leader. What I want to say with that, every one of you has a past. You have been in a spot, you have been in a place, and that doesn't limit you. You have the power to decide. You can lead yourself to wherever you want to be. And that's what we're going to do today. We're talking about impact. Impact starts with innovation. Then the mindset. Then we go into you as a person. And then we look into how do you lead with accountability. And then we talk about community, one of the groundbreaking opportunities for every one of you who is founder. And then the last point, but not the least, thought leadership. Let's start with innovation. This is a photo taken of the first innovation lab inside of IKEA. And maybe some of you see where I am. I'm the person with the long ears. What you will not imagine, one of these fellows in that photo was the global CEO of IKEA. And this guy, and he's still working now as the general manager for one of the pieces in IKEA, was saying, Jens, innovation only happens when we have a problem to solve. So you as a founder, what is the problem you solve? If you don't have a problem that you're going to solve, you're not innovating. I work a lot with very, very large companies, and what I see all the time is that they're not solving problems. They're not innovating anymore because they're successful. IKEA, when I was there and left IKEA in 2019, IKEA was about 70 years old. 70 years of a company. A successful company limits the innovation you can do. That's what a lot of people think. I disagree, because every company can innovate. If you're a small startup, if you're a solopreneur, if you work in a large company, you can make the difference by starting with the problem and looking how you solve that. Mindset. As said, I started 1997 on construction site. And the only thing that brought me to the executive level of IKEA was my mindset. I believed in myself. After that day, 2004, and the decision of that I can make the difference. So can you. Because we as founders, I still have a startup myself. We as founders, we can do the difference with the mindset that we have. Because we're infectious with our energy on how we are leading our people in the organization. And even if it's just 2 people, you have the responsibility to step up with the mindset you have and tackle the problem that you're going to solve to build a company that is succeeding. If you don't have that mindset, it's very, very difficult, because everyone that is working in a startup, you know it's going up and down all the time. I have built a couple of companies myself. Some failed dramatically, and some are succeeding. And that's only because I have the mindset to say, we will figure it out, let's try it. And then, worst case, we need to close it if it's not working, but we have learned something that we can implement in the next company. It starts in our head. Personal. Leading yourself is the number one thing you can do as a founder, and as well as an investor, for sure. Sometimes we are forgetting that leadership is about ourselves first. I always have learned in IKEA that when you can't lead yourself, you can't lead anyone else. Why should anybody listen to you if you can't get your ass out of bed in the morning? Why should a customer or a client work with you if you can't lead yourself and through that your team? Leading yourself is a key opportunity for you, and then doing that in a personal way where you show up as you. You as an individual make the difference. And you empower the rest of the organization through your leadership to follow you. Accountability. We have the possibility to be accountable to whatever we do. This is a photo of me and my daughter. When I started last year to train for 3 24-hour walks for a good cause, I told it to my daughter. And I wanted her to understand how important it is that we do something for the planet, that we do something that makes the difference. And she said, why the hell are you walking 24 hours? It's completely stupid. She's 6 now. And I said, I agree, it's completely stupid and it's going to hurt. But we do hard things because we have a mission in this world. And I have a mission to teach my daughter, to keep her accountable in what I'm doing and enabling her to be part of that. The same for you as a startup founder. You have a family, you have team members, you have customers. And accountability is what you keep together. If you keep people accountable in where you want to be and what they're going to deliver, what you agree on, things are going to happen. I have worked in a lot of startup accelerators. And one of the things that was never part of a startup accelerator is leadership. They somehow scratched it a little bit, even the good ones. But everyone is just focusing on the project, on the product, and fine-tuning the business model so that you get to a product market fit and so on. And then I have seen companies succeeding, but the problem was that the founder were not able to lead. They were first 5 people. It was guys, a group that have fun together. They built something, and somehow it took fire, and they skyrocketed. They got a 5 million investment, and what happened? Implosion. Because the startup founders were not capable of leading and keeping the team accountable. So for everyone that is startup founder, don't do that mistake. Enable your team to do what they're supposed to do. Give them a possibility of building a framework of their responsibilities so that you can keep them accountable. But as well, build a culture in your startup that enables everyone to keep everyone accountable. It's not difficult when you're 5 to 10 to 20 people. It's going to be difficult when you're 100 plus people. So start as early as possible, understanding for yourself on how you are going to do that. Community. This was the last 24-hour walk in New York in September. We walked 24 hours with 19 stupid people. That's what everyone told us. But we have raised $150,000 for a good cause. $150,000 divided by 19 people. I'm very bad in math, but you can do that. It's a lot of money per person. So community is one of the biggest opportunities next to you being a leader in an organization that drives things forward. Because a startup is small in the beginning. You are 3, maybe 2 people, and you're growing. But your ecosystem is way bigger than that. If you utilize community for your startup to grow, it's a game changer. If you utilize your customers, potential customers, your investors, and build them into your community so that they see what's going to happen, that they understand where you want to be, things are going to change. That's what we did in this 24-hour walk. We started out and took the first step. The first step was the easy one. Because we said, yay, we are going to walk 24 hours, it's going to be fun. We started at 4 p.m. in the evening. And what we found out is that's going to be hard. After 5 hours, the first blisters came up with some people. After 6 hours, some people started limping. 6 hours in, then it's still a long time to go. Then it gets dark. 10 p.m. in New York, in September, it gets dark. So we were walking in Central Park in New York. And it got darker and darker and darker, and less people, less people, less people. And what you find out is, that sucks. That sucks properly. Like walking for 24 hours is ridiculous. But then you have someone next to you saying, hey, Jens, let's do it. Let's do the next step. And then I was like hyped with caffeine. And then another person was like, oh, fuck, that sucks. I can't do one step anymore. And we looked at our watch. We are only 12 hours in. We still have 12 hours to go. Let's do this. So we did a couple of energy breaks, dancing through Central Park, and then until we got kicked out from the police. So with that, then we took the way forward. We said, okay, we are not allowed to walk through to Central Park. Let's walk through Manhattan, downtown. And we walked the rest of the night through downtown and ended up 5 o'clock opening Grand Central Station together with the police, walking through the station with big music, and the police was dancing with us. There are a couple of videos on social media of that. Why do I tell you this story? Community is something that gets you through the hard time. When you're 12 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours in a 24-hour walk, it sucks. It hurts. But together you get further. And that's something you need to figure out with your startup as well. When you have a startup, there will be times where it's going to suck, where every single thing you do hurts. And you need to figure out how you get through. And you have the possibility to do that with your team, but as well involve the whole community. As more people that are with you, as better it is. Because there will be always someone who is saying, let's do this, we will figure this out. Thought leadership. Thought leadership is something that I have figured out fairly lately in my career. I'm now 43, getting 44. And I've started that 5-6 years ago. What I understood for myself is there are a lot of opportunities with thought leadership. Who of you would love to be on stage and be a thought leader for the field you're working in? Can't see. Not too many. Who of you want to drive your startup to succeed? A couple of more. Okay. I give you an example of my company. Some of you might have seen it already. I'm not showing any of my companies on screen. I'm showing me, and I'm showing my personal website. Now we do a little test. Who of you has ChatGPT on your phone? So, type into ChatGPT, who is Jens Heitland? Jens Heitland. It's on the screen, jensheitland.com. I will not be able to go with a microphone to get it, but maybe someone can shout something. He's on the stage right now. That's most probably not from ChatGPT, or it's a newer version. Heitland Innovation. No, that's something else. That's my business. But thank you for mentioning it. Yes, I have a show. Okay, so you will for sure see something that is a description of myself, which you think like, how the hell does he do that ChatGPT knows him? I'm a nobody. Like literally, you have not known me before today, and you will forget me tomorrow. One interesting fact, ChatGPT knows me. Who of you is working in AI? Couple of. Large language models are a huge opportunity for everyone's business. I'm using the same strategy for myself. Just to give you an example, I was posting it in my Instagram story. So if you don't believe me, you can fact check that on my Instagram story today. I have had 31,000 unique visitors, organic, on my personal website. Who of you, business-wise, would love to have that on your company website? A couple of, right? So, who of you wants to be a thought leader? Couple of more. So, thought leadership is a thing. Who is following Mark Zuckerberg? Some of you have heard about Mark Zuckerberg. He did a transformation the last couple of months, half a year already. He transitioned from being the boring guy to being now a little bit more fancy, wearing gold chains and so on. Anyone notice that? It's a strategy. It's a strategy that a lot of big CEOs are using. Even the CEO of the sports brand Decathlon. Anyone heard about Decathlon? Yes. So Barbara, CEO of Decathlon, she was Chief Digital Officer of IKEA Group. That's why I know her. She has started to build her personal brand and is boosting business in Decathlon. Decathlon has never been as strong as it is right now. Because we look into people. Elon Musk has more followers than Tesla. Microsoft, the same. A lot of people are driving traffic to where they want to do it. What I did with my fundraising thing, I used my personal brand and drove the traffic to where I want to have it. I could use this right now to drive traffic to something else if I want to. So I can decide what I want to do. And that's the benefit of a personal brand and thought leadership, because people are listening to you. And it's very, very simple to build out. It's two things. Visibility. How do you create visibility? You dance on TikTok, right? That's what a lot of people think when it is about personal branding. If I would be dancing on TikTok, I would most probably get a couple of likes more than the stuff I'm doing right now on TikTok. But does it bring business? Zero, most probably. So the other part is credibility. If you have credibility through what you are doing and how you are showing up and delivering results for your clients, for your team, and everyone understands that if he or she is talking, it's not BS, your credibility goes up. Now let's combine these two things. Credibility times visibility is a game changer. I'm not doing this for anyone that is following me. If you go on LinkedIn and follow me, you will see that I am there every day. That doesn't mean I spend roughly 3 hours per month on social media. It's all about building a system that gets you there. And I'm doing this because I drive traffic to my businesses. I'm not doing this because I want to be famous. So thought leadership is an opportunity for you to step up and doing things differently. With that, I'm committed to support 10 startup founders. The 10 startup founders that come to the stage to help you build your thought leadership brand until next year. And I'm going all in. That's roughly 300K investment of my time. My team does not know that. They will kill me. I help 10 startup CEOs to build a personal brand and a thought leadership so that we drive revenue to your business for free. 10 startup founders that come to the stage. Who is in? Couple of more females, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. So, you can come to the stage. I will not interview you now. So, we have now 10 startup founders. You are all CEOs? Awesome. We need to get a couple of more females. I see that already, especially with the talk and the conversation we had before. So I will do this in public. We are building a community, and I will share everything. You need to be public. That's the tricky thing. So we will record every single conversation. What we will do is we do a call a week as a team, and then every one of you will get one call with me per month where we go in depth into your personal brand and build it. And we do this until next year. And if I'm getting invited as a speaker again, we are presenting what happened over 1 year. So who of you would be interested to see what's going to happen with this 10? A couple of. Okay. jensheitland.com/startup nights. jensheitland.com/startup nights. It's an initiative that I call Rising Stars. And I've prepared this because I know I will always get 10 people. No. Because I want to lead with impact. I want to change the life of these people. And how do we invest that? You are the investors, the sponsors of this. I'm asking from you 10 euro per month for 1 year, 120 euro. 120 euro, with 120 euro that go 100% into these people. What we're going to do, every one of them will have a personal website. Every one of them will have pimped up social media profiles. Every one of them will have a personal brand that stands out and drives traffic to their business. Anything else? Every one of them will have metrics that we can show next year when we come back, if someone invites me. And we are documenting every single thing. I'm boosting this as an initiative to show that we have individual founders. I have not talked to any one of them. I'm not an investor in the way that I'm saying you need to have this business case ready. I believe in people. I believe that every one of us can make the difference. Like I started way back on construction sites, figuring it out. Every one of them might not succeed with their startup today, but if we work together, they're going to succeed in one of the startups they're going to build. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Good. So investors, anyone in investor left? No investor left. Okay. I was supposed to build an opportunity for investors too, but if they don't want to, that's fine. What I was thinking is that the investors get the priority slot in investing into their startups. But if no investor is here or interested, if you know an investor, connect them to me. So, who is going to join for 120 euro per year? Nobody. Everyone is saying, yes, I want to know, I want to see what's going to happen, and nobody puts the money where the mouth is. That's why I'm going to charge for this. I'm getting zero money of that. 100% of that money goes into these 10 people. And we will show you next year that it's going to work. Thought leadership is a huge opportunity for every one of you to drive business into your startup. I'm doing this with my thought leadership. I'm standing here, and there will be one person in this room over the next couple of years that will remember me, and I will have 60 to 100K with that person because that person remembers me. And that's something that every one of you can do. Everyone that is going to follow what we're going to do, you can do this next to these guys. I do this 100% transparent, and everyone will have the possibility to join us and see what's going to happen. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thank you very much. Leading with impact.
Wow. Jens, this was spontaneous. Dear founders, ladies, gentlemen, amazing opportunity for you, but unfortunately now you have to leave the stage.
Please wait there in front of the exit there.
That you can connect with him. Thanks a lot for being so spontaneous. Applause for our founders here. Great. Jens, because you're
I'm on
crazy.
time.
No time for questions.
No time for questions.
No time for questions. They're very, very strict with me. I'm sorry. We have to stay on the program here.
If anyone has a question, you can join me there.
That's really important. Yes, please talk to Jens. Are you here today for?
I'm staying.
You're staying.
I'm flying back to the Netherlands tomorrow.
Great. So they still have the opportunity, and we're nearly on time now. So, Jens, please stay with me shortly, because for the next program point, I can't tell you a lot anyway. I'm just introducing you to Viviana from Talent Kick, who will tell you now more about their initiative. Welcome, Viviana.